Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is KJ speaking, and today I'm glad to share with you guys how to write advanced Darwin in IELTS writing class 1. Today's topic is pie chart, which I'm gonna focus only on static data. So now let's begin. To begin with, let's have a quick look at an action plan. Here, there are 3 steps. Step 1, task and data analysis. Step 2, data classification. Step 3, writing. All of these steps, I'm gonna detail it one by one later. So now let's move on. Now let's have a look at practice 1 pie chart. In this section, I would like to share with you guys how to distinguish between assigned question or assigned task and instruction. Firstly, the assigned question or assigned task is what you are expected to write in the report based on the given chart. Generally and as always, the assigned question is located above the instruction. In the exercise, it's located at the first sentence as you can read. The chart below shows the percentage of water used for different purposes in each area of the world. Here it asks you to write a report about water consumption in six different areas through additional illustration in the pie chart. Secondly, the instruction is what you are guided to follow. In the exercise, it comes the next sentence starting from summarize the information blah 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 to 150 words. Here, you are asked to present main feature of the chart and make comparison where relevant. And also, the last guidance is to write at least 150 words. Please be aware to follow the instruction as it is one of the 4 scoring criteria. Alright, let's have a look at the action plan. As previously mentioned, there are 3 steps to follow. First and foremost is step 1, task and data analysis, which is the pre-writing stage. Its main objective is to make you both well prepared and fully understood the assigned task. So as it turns out, you are able to utilize the time efficiently during your actual test. The analysis involves with both the assigned task and the given chart in terms of time scale, whether it is static or movement data, subject of data, what the given chart is about, type of figure, whether they are pie chart, bar chart, table, line graph, map, diagram, etc. Unit, whether they are in dollar, mile, kilometer, thousand, million, percent, etc. Number of chart, 1 chart, 2 chart, or more. Legend, what is color, size, shape is represented. Let's have a look at the exercise. For time scale, it is a static data because there is no indication of time here. So it must be a certain year in the present time. Here we call it a static data because it is about one specific year, not 2 or more. So the time that we will use here is present simple. However, if it was included a certain year, please switch your time use accordingly. For example, use present simple if the data is at present time, past simple for a certain past year, or future simple for a projection. Turning to subject of data, it is about water use, as you can see in both the assigned question and title of the chart. Next is the type of chart. They are pie chart. Concerning units, unit here is in percent. Then regarding the number of charts, there are 6 given charts and each one will represent one region from North America all the way to South Asia. Lastly is the legend. As you can see in the illustration, there are 3 legends including in all destinations: industrial use, domestic use, and agricultural use. Alright, let's proceed to the next step. Step 2, data classification. There are 3 crucial items to learn here: trend, grouping, and exception. First of all, trend. Trends are the general image that tell the reader what happened to the chart in general. For example, in the exercise, there are two trends. One, water is used most in agriculture in 4 countries: South America, Africa, Central Asia, and South Asia. 2, water is used fairly significantly in industrialization in other countries, North America and Europe. Turning to grouping. Grouping means the way we group all categorize or similar or relevant elements into one group or category. For example, in the exercise, we divide into 2 different groups. The first group is agriculture by including all the 4 countries that use water most in agriculture: South America, Africa, Central Asia, and South Asia, into one similar group. The second group is industrial and domestic use by including all the previous 4 countries into one similar group as a group of countries using less water in both industrialization and domestic consumption. Finally, the exception. The exception refers to all things that are out of group or different from others in the group. For example, in the exercise, there are 3 exceptions. The first is a group of countries using less water in agriculture, such as North America and Europe, standing just at 39% and 32% respectively. The second exception is the group of countries using most water in industrialization, still North America and Europe. The final exception is the domestic use in South America, when it appears the highest at 19%. Step 3. Writing. Here I divided the writing task into 4 sections: introduction, trend, feature, and summary. First, let's begin with the introduction. To utilize time efficiently, your introduction should be merely a paraphrase of the question. Please keep it short and precise. Let's learn how to write a straightforward introduction altogether. The question is, the chart below shows the percentage of water used for different purposes in 6 areas of the world. So, how do I paraphrase this? I paraphrase it as the pie chart gives detailed information regarding distribution of water consumption to various sectors in certain regions. As you can see, I try not to repeat the given words in the question. For example, I use the word pie chart instead of chart. I use the word give instead of show. Distribution of water consumption instead of percentage of water use. Various sectors instead of different purposes. And certain region instead of 6 areas of the world. So one key takeaway for this is never copy the words from the question. Rather use your own words as many as possible, but maintain the original meaning. Well, now let's move to trend. As previously mentioned, trends are what the chart shows in general. Here how I write the general trend. In general, while water becomes vitally crucial in industrialization in North America and Europe, a vast majority of water elsewhere in the list is used for farming. You see, I included both 2 trends. Water used most in agriculture in 4 countries and used most in industrialization in other 2 countries. One key takeaway in this section is to use the effective vocabulary to signalize reader the trend, such as in general, generally, in general trend, overall, in overall trend, etc. Next, main feature. Here you have to include both grouping and exception into the report. One more effective writing strategy is to present data from the most to the least significant orderly, so reader will find it easier to follow. In the exercise, I will begin with the description of agriculture first because it shows the highest percentage in the chart. Then I will proceed to the industrial use as its percentage can reach 53%, and the least significant category is domestic use, which I will present at the end. One takeaway in this section is try to use different styles of writing to present the feature as many as you can. The first main feature is agriculture. As you can see, I use a clear opening according to the chart to begin my point in water use in agriculture. Then I describe all the features from the highest to the lowest orderly with proper linking device and word use. Next, I describe the exception by using a sentence connector in stark contrast to show that there are other exceptional cases. Well, the second main feature is the industrial use. Follow the similar strategy to the previous one. I use a clear opening, turning to the industrial sector to signalize the reader attention to move to the next sector. I first presented both North America and Europe as one group of countries using more water in industrial sector because their proportions are far higher than the rest. Then I included the other group of 4 countries to contrast with the fact in North America and Europe. One key takeaway in this section is remember to present your data from the highest to the lowest. Moving on to the third main feature, it is the domestic use. As this is the least significant sector in the chart, it is important to keep signalizing the reader that they are now reading the final and least significant category. To do this, I use the chronological order lastly to mean that it is the last sector in the report, and the words the least significant category to alert reader that the proportion in this category are the lowest. Then I still maintain describing from the highest to the lowest figure orderly. In this section, South America is considered as an exception because it stands out the rest, including other 3 countries that it previously shared similar trends in both agriculture and industrialization. Finally, the last part of a report writing is a summary. In a report writing, if you fail to include trend earlier or your trends are not fully cover the general image of the given chart, you should utilize the summary section to recap the general trend of the given chart. Nonetheless, in this practice, since the general trend is clearly presented, it is not much worth writing a summary. Rather, you should utilize the remaining time to double-check grammatical error and sentence structure. Okay, now let's have a look at my full-length writing sample. Please pause the video to read it and identify how I approach this task effectively. Alright, now it's time to recap all the takeaways from this video. First of all, in terms of task achievement. 1. Try to paraphrase a question accurately and effectively without losing the original meaning. 2. Make sure you write at least 150 words. If not, you will lose marks. Concerning coherence and cohesion, 1. Present precise general trend to inform reader what happened to chart in general. 2. Begin the description from the most significant to the least, meaning from highest to lowest in chronological order so that reader would find it easier to follow. 3. Group all elements that follow the same pattern and present exception when they are out of group. Then, in terms of lexical resource, try to impress the examiner with your resourceful vocabulary bank. The advanced vocabulary from this practice is listed as follows that you can read by yourself. Regarding grammatical range and accuracy, 1. Be aware of 10 use. Here we use present simple due to no indication of time. 2. Maximize complexity of sentence structure, compound complex rather than merely simple sentence. Well, now it's come to the end of the section. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.